Hi everyone, I'm Chris from Discover eLearning, and I'd like to give you a preview of a new feature coming soon to the eLearning Magic Toolkit, which we're calling the Storyline Live Link. If you've ever imagined building multiplayer experiences in Articulate Storyline, but were put off by the idea of how to manage and transfer data between players, then this is the solution for you. eLearning Magic Toolkit's Live Link feature will take care of all data tunneling, player ID assignment, and turn management between user sessions, meaning you can instead focus your attention on building your game in Storyline, working with its own variable system. Let's see the Live Link system in action now with a quick demo I put together in Articulate Storyline. Live Link provides 4 main code snippets designed to be copied and pasted into your Storyline project. If you're someone who doesn't like working directly with code files, then the Toolkit's code generator wizard will take care of everything for you. The first links your project to the Live Link system and can just be placed in a trigger when the first slide loads. Next, we have a script for creating a session room, which player 1 in this case can set a secret room for in order for other players to access the same room. At this moment, the plugin supports up to 4 players, but will likely increase that number later down the road with more user testing. The room setup process also sets the specific variable values coming out of Storyline to be shared during a multiplayer session. The next script gives the ability for players to join an existing room based on its code, so this can be set up on a slide like this one, providing the opponents the ability to join the game. Then finally, we have a script used to send data to the Live Link session, telling it when a player's turn has ended, and the updated variable values to be sent across for that user to be made visible to other sessions. The Live Link system always keeps a track of the current player turn, sending an ID value per player across every Storyline activity connected to a room. So this can be used to ensure that only the active player can submit their end turn status. Okay, let's get this project published to my website now using the eLearning Magic Toolkit's uploader system, and we'll take a look at the project in action as a user. Okay, so as player 1, I'll create a new room with an access code of room 01 and set the maximum players to 2, meaning that the game will automatically start as soon as a second person has joined the session. This change state tells me that the Storyline variable checking the room setup process was successful, and I actually created this debug panel so I can keep a track of the custom variables used by each Live Link session. So you can see that this user has connected to the room and they have been assigned an ID of player 1. At this point, the room isn't full yet, so we need to now bring in an opponent in order to join the session. So what I'm going to do is launch the same Storyline activity again in a new browser tab, but you can imagine that this could be on a completely different computer by someone on the other side of the world, for example. So as player 2, I'll enter the room code we just set up and click on the button which runs the Live Link join room script. Okay, so I've now connected as player 2, and in just a few seconds as we synchronize between both players, the game session will commence, and you can see that's the same on both sides. So both players are now looking at exactly the same slide in Articulate Storyline. However, because player 1 is the designated turn player, we can set up the slide to ensure that only this user can conduct their turn, for example by adding the submit turn button to the slide if the assigned player ID matches the current player ID. Now I've just set up the variables for this game using text entry boxes, as you can see, but ultimately the variables shared between players can be completely custom based on the type of game that you're building. Let's complete player 1's turn now by updating some of these values. Okay, now when I click the submit turn button, this will trigger the script used by the Live Link system to update the player variables for that turn. And now you can see in the debug panel that play has passed over to player 2. So if we look at player 2's view in our second tab, you can see now that they are the active player in this game, and their opponent's game variables that we entered for their first turn have been transferred over into their Storyline session. So at this point, play can continue going backwards and forwards between both players, and as you can see, those variable values will be passed between Storyline users with each turn. And just to be clear, we're looking at just number variables here, but Live Link will also work with text and true-false variables in Articulate Storyline as well. So that's a first look at the Storyline Live link being added very soon to the ever-growing list of features that the eLearning Magic Toolkit has to offer. And thanks to the Toolkit SCORM wrapper system that will be launching very soon as an add-on to the toolkit, every single one of these features will be made available to all Storyline developers, regardless of the learning management system you may be using. Thanks for watching and see you next time.